For those of you who miss the paranoid terror of the Stepford Wives, the original, not the remake, or the mind-bending of The Twilight Zone, don't worry, darling. Seriously, Olivia Wilde has made the best remake of Stepford Wives I've ever seen. It's it's got everything. It's got altered reality. It's got paranoia. It's got a character who questions whether or not she's crazy. It's got characters who have an arc. First you like them, then you hate them, then you like them again. And the music is right out of the 50s. Some would argue that was the greatest period ever, because it was right after the war and right before the uncertainty of the 60s. But the music and media and everything painted a false picture. Things were not as rosy as they appear to be back in the 50s. And this film lays that out on the table and chops it up for consumption. And it was delicious. Honestly, I like altered reality paranoia flicks. This film is something that might be considered a bit slow to load, but really it's just got a really even, I said really twice, but it honestly has an even pace. And the payoff is so satisfying. Florence Pugh as our main protagonist, you really feel for her. She starts off seemingly happy, but eventually the facade breaks down, and once you find out the truth, you really feel for her. The guy playing her husband, no spoilers, but let's just say once his arc is completed, it was very satisfying. Chris Pine as the villain, he was amazing. He was like every cult leader and despot in history, with his sinister charm, his ability to captivate an audience, but when he looks at you, you feel squicked out, like he's some kind of vampire. And as for the rest of the cast, including Olivia Wilde in some of the best performance I've seen in a while from her, although I'll never forget her character on Dr. House. She starts out as just an annoying side character. Really nothing satisfying about that. But once you get to the end of her arc, it's pretty darn good. You lose your respect for her, but you understand where she's coming from. And the rest of the cast, while maybe not as in the forefront as the main characters, at the very least, no one is forgettable. You see other characters go through similar arcs, and once you get to the end, you gotta wonder what's coming next. Because, spoiler alert, there is a bit of a setup for a sequel, but maybe it's just something to leave the audience wanting more. Because I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel that escalates where we leave off. Like I said, no spoilers, but yeah, if they make a sequel called Time to Worry, Darling, I'd probably check it out. So yeah, Don't Worry, Darling is definitely worth seeing if you're a fan of stuff like Twilight Zone and Stepford Wives and a certain other film that I don't want to spoil because that's kind of the main ending's plot point. So yeah, it's good. Definitely worth seeing. This is Mr. J signing out and reminding you, not all marriages are like that. It's a teamwork effort, and if one spouse is being selfish, they're the ones who need to adjust, not the one who might seem distant. Happy honeymooning!